when the atoms react, they may either gain or lose electrons. So, whenever the atoms they are reacting, they are going to lose or gain the electrons. The electrons have negative charge. An atom gaining or losing electrons will get an overall charge. So, when the atom is losing the electrons, then it gains positive charge, and if it gains the electron, then it gets negative charge. So, I am going to discuss here that what are positive ions. Positive ions are the atoms that have lost electrons. For example, sodium has lost one electron, so its symbol is Na plus. What are negative ions? Negative ions are the atoms that have gained electrons. For example, the chloride ion which has taken up one electron, so its symbol is Cl negative. In chemical reactions, the atoms tend to gain or lose electron to resemble the electron numbers of stable noble gases. So, what is valency? The another topic, the another definition which we are going to discuss is valency. Valency is basically the combining capacity of an atom. The charge of an ion or a radical which has either lost or gained the electrons, that is the valency. Note that metals lose electrons easily to become positive ions. For example, sodium is a metal, so it easily loses the electron and becomes positively charged. That is why the metals are good conductors of electricity. So, this behavior also depends upon the number of electron lost by the atom. For example, valency is the charge on the ion. So, what is the valency of hydrogen? This is very clear from this slide that the valency of hydrogen is H positive, that is plus 1. The valency of barium is plus 2. From the charge it is very clear that its valency is plus 2. The valency of Cl negative is negative 1. The valency of sulfur 2 negative is negative 2. Now, I am coming to the point that how will you determine the formula of a ionic compound. So, our next slide is about working out the formula of ionic compounds, and the method is known as crossover method. The step 1, in the ionic compounds there are two parts of the ionic compound. The first is positive ion, usually a metal, for example Na plus 1, and the second one is a negative ion, that is Cl negative 1. So, in ionic compounds, as we all know that we have two parts, that is one part is positive and second part is negative. So, what we have to do, that we have to keep this positive part towards the left. While writing, we are going to write it on the left and the negative part on the right hand side. Step 2, using the valency table, write the two ions and their valencies. Now, ignore the positive and negative signs. After writing the positive part towards the left and the negative part towards the right, you ignore the positive and negative sign and convert them into number. Then cross over the top valency number to the bottom of the other ion symbol. Do this for both. This is known as crisscross method, that you have to cross the valencies to the right of the symbol. Write the completed formula with those same numbers at the bottom. If the numbers on each part are same, for example, you can see here in the example, that is Na1Cl1 or Mg2O2, ignore them and rewrite the formula. If the numbers are same, then you can ignore them and you can rewrite the formula without them. Then the formula become NaCl or MgO. Sixth step is brackets may be used around the radicals. What are radicals? Radicals is the group of atoms that are charged. For example, NO3 negative. So, in order to avoid any mistake, we have to keep these radicals or the group of atoms having charge into the brackets, so that there is no confusion. Now, let us discuss these examples. We have to write the formulas of different compounds. So, first compound is sodium chloride, second compound is sodium oxide, third one is aluminium oxide, then it is lead oxide, sodium hydroxide, lead hydroxide. So, as we all know that sodium is having +1 charge, Cl is having -1 charge. So, first of all we have to follow the first step, that is write the positive ion on the left hand side and negative on the right hand side. Then we have to convert these valences into numbers by ignoring the positive negative sign, then crisscross the valences to the lower right of the symbol, as you can see from these arrows, that one from chloride that has come to the right of sodium, and one from the sodium that has come to the right of chloride. Because both the numbers they have 1 1, so we can write the formula, that is NaCl. Then it is sodium oxide. First of all, write down the symbol, that is Na +1 O2 negative. Oxygen is having valency 2 negative. Then crisscross the valencies by avoiding the signs. What comes? The 2 from the oxygen comes to the right of the sodium, that is Na2O1. So, the compound is Na2O. There is no common factor, so you cannot find out any. So, the formula becomes Na2O. Then aluminium oxide, the valency of aluminium is 3 plus and oxygen is having valency 2 negative. Avoid the sign and then crisscross the valencies. What it becomes? That is Al2O3. So, there is no common factor. So, the formula becomes Al2O3. Then it is lead oxide, Pb2 plus O2 negative. So, again what the main point? You write the positive cation towards the left and negative towards the right. Then avoid the symbols, positive negative signs avoid, then crisscross the valencies. Then this Pb2O2, because 2 is the common factor, so take out that. So, the formula becomes PbO. Sodium hydroxide, Na +1 OH1 negative. Then again avoid the symbols and crisscross the valencies. So, the formula becomes NaOH. Lead hydroxide Pb2 plus OH1 negative. Then again avoid the symbols, signs, crisscross the valencies. What it becomes? 1 comes to the right of the Pb, that is lead, and 2 comes to the right of OH. So, the formula becomes PbOH2. So, in this way we have derived the formula of different compounds. By taking so many examples, I think that all of you have tried to understand this topic, that how to write the formula of a compound. Then it comes, what is atomic number? What is atomic number and what is mass number? Atomic number is the number of protons in the unreacted atom, and mass number is the number of protons and neutrons together. So, atomic number, as you all know, that number of protons which are present in the atom, that is atomic number. And what is mass number? Mass number is the addition of number of protons and neutrons together. Mass number is also known as atomic mass, and if you want to define it, then it will be the number of times the mass of an atom is heavier than the mass of an atom of carbon, which is taken as 12. So, how we have determined the mass numbers? That we have taken the carbon 12 as the standard, from where we have determined the mass number of different elements. So, how to express this atomic number and mass number with the help of a symbol? For example, the symbol of helium is He. So, we have written 4 at the top and 2 at the bottom. So, what is 4 and what is 2? In the symbol, we represent atomic number at the bottom, that is 2, and mass number above, that is 4. So, in this way, by using representation, we can represent the symbol along with atomic number and mass number in this way. For example, if we are expressing that E is any symbol of an element, so this is a symbol E is the symbol, and we have represented the mass number as A and atomic number as Z. So, how to write the mass number and atomic number? Atomic number is written at the bottom, while the mass number is written at the top. And I have already explained here that atomic number is the number of protons, which is equal to number of electrons. What is mass number? This is equal to the number of protons and the number of neutrons. So, if we know the number of protons and the mass numbers, we can easily calculate the number of neutrons by subtracting the atomic number from mass number. So, this is the representation of an atom. Let us take a brief review of the topic. What I have today explained. First of all, I explained what is chemistry. So, what is chemistry? Now, you will be able to explain it, that chemistry is the branch of science which deals with the composition, structure and properties of matter. Then I explained the branches of chemistry. Then I have explained the units and the dimensions. Unit is the standard of reference and the dimensions are the powers to which the fundamental unit of mass, length and time have to be raised in order to express the unit. What are the types of units? There are two types of units. One is fundamental units and another is derived units. What are the dimensions? Dimensions are the powers to which a fundamental unit have to be raised in order to express the unit. Then I have explained what is matter. Matter is anything which occupies space and has mass. Then I have explained the physical and chemical classification of matter. What is dimensional formula? Dimensional formula is the expression which shows that which of the fundamental unit and with what powers they are taken into the expression of a derived unit. So, that is the dimensional formula. Then I have explained atom, molecule and ion. So, what is the atom, molecule and ion? So, after explaining all the points, I guess that you might be able to answer that what is atom, molecule and ion. Then explain the working out the formula of ionic compound, and there are different steps for working out the formula. I have explained them with many examples. then I have explained the atomic number and mass number. So, I have explained all these topics. I hope you have tried to understand the topic and enjoyed the session. Thank you.